Welcome back to Meet the Leaders, here with New York State Assemblyman Al Graf. Assemblyman, we've been talking about some of the interesting ideas you have, but you're doing some things, as they say, on the ground, not in Albany, to help align businesses and education so that young people who are graduating actually have the skill sets needed to fill a lot of jobs that today are vacant.
Yeah, well, one of the things I did is I was out there talking to the business community and asking them, the applicants that are coming in, do they have the knowledge base that you're looking for? Are our colleges actually preparing them for the jobs? And a lot of times, unfortunately, it was not really.
But that's kind of an open-ended question.
Right.
Did they get down to specifics? What are the things that they're looking for? I mean, you're kind of a nuts and bolts kind of guy.
Well, the computers, right? They were teaching them the wrong language for the computers. The other thing is social services type things. They weren't teaching them. They should have another course there to teach them the right Medicaid applications, Medicare applications, and dealing with insurance company, practical things.
Yeah.
So this is something that they were looking at when you have different, healthcare facilities, such as for senior citizens, for people with mental disabilities or anything like that. They were coming out here, and they said if they had this experience, if they had courses on this, it would be such a big help to us. And the other thing, I'm trying to talk to colleges to actually put a grant writing component into their curriculum and attach to that a clinic where the students will actually write grants. When I talk to businesses, no matter what the business is,
right.
And I said if they have that on their resume where they've taken classes to write grants and they've actually written a grant, where does their resume go? Right on top. What's interesting, I have an aide that's working in my office now. He works the afternoons into the evenings with me, and he's student teaching right now in Sachem High School. An individual by the name of Doug Smith. Doug just, as a student teacher in Sachem, he just wrote a grant for them.
For the district?
For the district. He got $10,000. He just picked up the check for the district the other day. So at least I have one person listening.
Right. But on top of that, look, he's student teaching.
Right.
If I'm the district, I'm looking at, well, I hope he's a good teacher first and foremost. But the fact that he's taking the initiative and helping the district, obtain money,
right.
That says this guy's got some initiative. If there's an opening, we'd like to hire him. That makes him more marketable.
That's what I'm trying to tell. The other thing too is I'm meeting with the school districts. I've met with the school districts in Islip. Now I'm branching out to Brookhaven. And what I'm trying to say to them is I went after competitive grants. I did HUD grants when Governor Cuomo was then head of HUD. And I have an idea of what he's looking for. And when I talk to some of my school districts like Sayville and Sachem and Bayport, they tell me that they can't get access to this money because they don't have the demographics. And I try to tell them, you have to think out of the box a little bit. And what you need to do is form an Islip consortium,
right.
Where it's one place writing the grants. And they actually have one that's associated with BOCES that has the right 501Cs in order to go after this money.
Yeah, a not-for-profit foundation.
Right. And now what happens is if you include Brentwood, Bayshore, Central Islip, Sachem, Bayport, and all the other school districts into one grant, and you write the grant for all the school districts, you have a better, first off, you've changed all the demographics. That's number one. Number two, you have a better shot at getting the grants. Understand, you're dealing with bureaucrats, all right? So you have this one bureaucrat that has to give out the funding.
Yeah.
Does he want to deal with each individual school separately, or you think he'd rather just deal with one place and hit 8 schools?
But also that process forces the districts to do kind of regional planning.
Right.
So while, let's say, Sayville, maybe it's a grant related to non-English speaking children. And obviously Sayville probably has kids that are coming in, not as many as Brentwood, but they can do this on a regional basis, so they're really covering the needs of everybody.
Well, you know what?
But in a coordinated fashion.
You have to think out of the box.
Yeah,
As we discussed
you're right.
before, I'm one of 2 people that voted no on the education portion of the budget. And the reason I voted no is, one, we weren't getting enough funding, and number 2, there was no mandate relief. So we forced a tax cap on these schools with the promise of mandate relief is coming. I set it up there that I didn't believe them that they'd get mandate relief. Now we're writing our school budgets, right? I haven't seen it. Have you?
I'm still waiting. All I know is that costs are going up and the ability of taxpayers to pay is not keeping pace.
So we have to work with the schools to find avenues of outside funding to offset the cost. Another interesting one, I was in Dowling College with St. John's and St. Joseph's, and we had the computer industry there. And they're saying that they have jobs to this level.
Going unfilled.
Right, for master's degree in computer sciences. They only have this many people to fill them. And they go, well, we'll offer internships program. So now I'm trying to talk to these bigger companies and say, you got to get some skin in the game, all right? They understand that computer sciences on the high school level is like extracurricular activity. You need to set up a foundation and to put money into the foundation. And let's start working together with the high schools, the colleges.
And get them in alignment and get them focused on us. We've run out of time, unfortunately, but we will have you back again soon because you've got a lot to say and on important matters like the cost of energy as well as job creation. So thanks so much for watching Cablevision's Meet the Leaders. It's great that you watched, and we're trying to help you meet your leaders. So thanks for watching.